Hello, I am Justin, and today we are going to be taking a look at the new early access patch with the new Cyrax skins as well as the new agent Waylay. As a quick little spoiler, Waylay is going to be literally insane. This time around on the early access servers, everything is actually unlocked just sort of straight away, so you don't get to see me buy it. But in total, there is 8 items, 5 skins as per usual, 1 spray, 1 card, and 1 buddy. This is an exclusive edition skin set, so let's go to the inventory and equip everything. Okay, so here we are in the inventory, and you might notice that something is a little bit strange with this inventory. There is also the Smite 2.0 bundle. Smite 1.0 was a select edition skin bundle, and so is Smite 2.0, which is really cool. So this is going to be very cheap upon its release in the game. This has a Ghost, a Bucky, an Outlaw, which is super exciting. Always love Outlaw skins on this. A Vandal, and on that Vandal, you can see that there is a Smite Buddy, which is just the Smite knife, which is crazy. Honestly, 5 out of 5, S tier. This whole bundle already 5 out of 5. And a silly little item, the Smite Hammer. This is ridiculous, but it's not quite as ridiculous as the Smite knife. The Smite knife is the original meme item on Valorant. Maybe I'm just into nostalgia, but the original Smite bundle's melee, a little bit better than this one in my opinion. However, let's go into the range and take a look at it, as well as some other things. Would you look who we are? We are on Waylay. So yeah, you guys have probably seen a few things about this agent at this point, but this is a new agent in Valorant, Waylay, a duelist, and I've actually sort of been playing a little bit of it before I started recording what we're recording now. And this is going to be game breaking. This agent is kind of crazy. Like I said, there is a lot of stuff to show in this video, so I guess we'll just start with Waylay, honestly.
Slow down!
That is her first ability, and it gives a new debuff, which is called Hindrance. The way that there is decay in the game, this new debuff Hindrance will make you slow, and you can't like jump at the same speed that you usually did. It basically just slows you down entirely and makes you do everything slow. It's like a stun in a way, but maybe worse. I'm not entirely sure just yet because this is entirely brand new.
Nice and slow.
Yeah, see, so it's not quite a stun, but you can see that I'm moving super slow. We'll do that again and see what happens when we do other stuff.
Slowing them down.
Yeah, you fire. This agent is gonna make this game very unfun.
Hitting the brakes.
That is bizarre. I feel like, again, this is going to be really annoying. This is going to be like this game's Brigitte if you are an old gamer and remember that from that game. But there's more. Light speed, a burst of speed, fire dash forward twice, alt fire to dash once. What does that mean? Yeah. So you can basically just fly in this game. Think about how characters like Raze have to like satchel, and it kind of takes a lot of skill to do that. And there's characters even like Jet where you have to pick your dashes correctly and your updrafts correctly. With this, you just activate it, you Q it, boom, boom. Just truthfully an insane ability. I don't know how they think that this is okay, and like maybe I'm being a bit like pessimistic with this, but it is just way too good. I don't understand how they can look at this and be like, yeah, we need an agent that flies, even though Raze being able to fly is annoying and Jet being able to fly is super annoying. Next up, we have Refract. Instantly create a beacon of light on the floor. Reactivate to speed back to your beacon as a mote of pure light. You're invulnerable as you travel. I don't quite understand it, but it is like Phoenix's ultimate, essentially. So you activate it.
Be right back.
Their little spot is, you go out here, and then you can press this. And you rewind right back to the spot that you were in. Again, this is just Phoenix's ultimate as an ability. I don't really get how that works. Likewise as well, I don't understand if they activated it. So am I invulnerable when I'm like this? I don't know just yet. Or am I simply invulnerable when I go back?
Bye-bye.
I really don't know. This is just an insane character, but now we're going to show off the ultimate, and that is Convergent Paths. Equip to focus your prismatic power. Fire to create an after image of yourself that projects a beam of light. After a brief delay, you gain a powerful speed boost, and the beam expands, hindering the other players. And remember, the hindrance debuff is what makes them super duper slow. Worse than stunned.
Line them up! I'm going in! My ultimate is ready.
So look, I have the speed boost. They're all super slow. You can do whatever you want. Sort of looking at this now, I could totally see this being like the troll thing where like you want to really BM somebody. So you do this to them and then you just run at them and melee them.
Slow down.
So So yeah, you can still look around at like the speed that you would, so it probably won't be that bad, but like having to be basically stuck in place, somebody's definitely going to do this to you, run behind you, melee you, and that's going to be the end of your life in that round, so to speak. Now it is time to look at what we came here to look at, which is the Smite skins first and foremost, and then we will look at the Cyrax skins. So first up, we have the Ghost. You know, again, this is just going to be very typical Select Edition stuff. Seeing this all these years later is just really fun and exciting. However, next up, we got the Bucky. Very cool, very standard stuff. Again, this is just Smite on different weapons. We're just going to go down the line here in order. We have the Outlaw. Very nice. I will say that I think the Outlaw is like the perfect weapon to have, like the default base model. Like this is just the base model of the Outlaw, but with a texture or paint wrapped around it, so to speak. I think that this is the ultimate weapon to have. Just, you know, stay as it is, but with different colors, different patterns and stuff like that, because this always looks really cool with like the decals on it. Here's the Vandal. Oh, also, we got the Smite Knife Buddy on there, dude. That's honestly W. Huge W's for me. And the ADS is classic, just like the Smite 1.0. And, you know, again, just very standard stuff here. Nothing too much to look at. As you can see, the tip there gets way brighter, the same way that the first Smite collection does. Always really enjoyed that gradient effect on it. And lastly, we have, in my opinion, probably the weakest item of this. Not to say that's bad, but it's hammer time. Cool. You know, just a hammer. What are you going to do? I think in terms of hammers that are like this in the game, there is like the Cryostasis hammer, which is a two-handed like great hammer. But there's also the Crimson Beast hammer. I think Crimson Beast is one that had a hammer, and it's just like this. So this is like the second one of that type of melee in this game. But yeah, that was the Smite collection. Let's go back into the inventory, give it a rating, and then we will do the Cyrax collection. Okay, so Smite 2.0, we're going to rate it out of 5 as we usually do with these skin bundles. And with this, honestly, I'm just going to give it straight away a 4.5 out of 5. I think the Buddy is a really nice touch with this. Everything in this bundle to me is just Smite 1.0, and that's what makes it really good. Weakest point, like I said, is the hammer, but that's up to your opinion on it. Maybe you really like this item or really think it's funny. You know, it makes sense. Like, it's supposed to be like Bajolder or whatever. This is not bad at all. I just think that Smite Knife clears this easily any day of the week. So 4.5 out of 5 for me. What do you guys think of the Smite bundle? However, we have other things to check out now. I actually posted a short about this before we did this here long form video, and people are seemingly not into this bundle. I was actually really excited about this. I think it looks really cool, but we are going to keep it objective, and we are going to sort of, you know, take everything that we can into account with this because this is so new, and we're going to try to get a feel for what this is all about. And I want to start off with objectively critiquing this, and I think it is a fair point to say that this is just the Needler from Halo. In the current landscape of gaming, where seemingly so many games come out, and it's all supposed to be like a cheap copy of like the last big game that ever came out, but like we're gonna make the game, we're gonna do like just a little bit better and a little bit different things, and like maybe we'll get sued, maybe we won't. I don't think Riot will get sued for this because, you know, it's different enough, I suppose. It's not directly copying, but I think that this is sort of really towing the line of copying Halo, and I don't know how that really sits with me. I love how this looks. I think that this is really, really cool, but that is my first sort of critique of this, is that while this is an awesome item, it is just so similar to Halo. Like, this is literally just the Halo item. I got a comment on one of my shorts about this saying the Covenant Osk. However, though, with that in mind, let's take a look at some of the stuff here. We showed off the variants for it earlier. I think I might cut that out of the video because we have new things to say about this now, but there is a white as your base variant, red, a gold or orange, if you will, and this, of course, classic blue and purple Halo variant. This is the Cyrax Buddy, and it does change with the Cyrax skins that you're using, the variants. There it is in red and black. There it is in orange, which really doesn't change it too much. It's kind of weak. And then, of course, there it is in purple. This Buddy sort of off the rip here really doesn't do it for me. I don't know if this reacts or anything like that, but like, it doesn't change enough. Like, the color swaps with this are just kind of weak. And here the melee is. What we're going to do first, before we showcase this in the range, is we're going to set this to level 1. Here we are on the range. Let's take a look at that level 1 melee. Just a dagger. Really cool. Love it. Love it a lot. And I might sound a little bit glazing or too happy about it, but again, my favorite thing about melees in Valorant as of late is that every time these come out, you don't really ever have to upgrade these because they're always really cool just on level 1. Let's see some swings. It's like a prison melee. I don't want to say the actual word because I'm afraid of the machine getting angry at me. Yeah, this is the level 1 Cyrax melee. Let's go put it back on its fully upgraded form and take a look at everything else here in the range. Schwaboom. Okay, we're on the range with all of the new stuff. Let's go in order here. We'll start with the melee. Entirely new, inspect, and everything about that was just entirely new. Pretty cool. I really like it, and again, it's so sad to see people are like upset about like this stuff, and sort of it's leaning towards the negative perception of this. You know, again, I welcome opinions on this, and I welcome constructive criticism on this stuff, but I kind of really am enjoying this. Like, as long as you can disconnect yourself from, like, the Halo aspect of this. This is essentially just like the Celestial melee, but in the form of, like, a dagger. It's kind of weird. Like, it's a fan. Like, this is kind of like a fan melee, but not quite. It's really hard to tell. I'd have to see them side by side, but it definitely leans towards being fan melee type, but not quite. Which I think creates a pretty unique little element to this. I like that right click. Sounds pretty solid too. And that fan pull out that we were talking about. I really like this. This is a cool bundle, okay? I really, really, really enjoy this. Lord knows that this is probably going to be well over 8700 VP, which is unfortunate, but I suppose we will see. Another little detail I'm noticing just now. Look at that. Maybe distracting, maybe not, but the little crystals on there jiggle. Anywho, we got other stuff to look at. This is the most egregious item, and I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about the law or anything like that. This definitely seems a little bit infringing on Microsoft's intellectual property. I'm saying it. I'm doubling down on that. I don't even care though, brother. I don't even care at all. That is so cool. Problematically about this though is like it's like I'm thinking of Halo. All I can think of is Halo. This makes me want to play Halo, and I think that that is a very, very bad thing. You don't want to be thinking about other things when you're playing something entirely different. This is just super cool, dude. I really like this a lot, and it's so unfortunate that this is just like copy-paste of the Needler. All right, we need to get off this. In my opinion, this is the worst variant out of all of the variants in the set. I don't really like how it looks. It's not quite orange. It's not quite gold. It's brown more than anything, like maybe bronze. It just looks kind of rustic. Kind of gross. Let's take a listen. Very loud, very profound firing sounds. Very distinct. You will know that you are firing the Cyrax Guardian when you have it, for sure. I can get behind it. Vandal. Oh, we got the buddy on. Let's see if it does anything. Maybe it's reactive. Yeah, no, it's not. Of course not. really, really loving that pullout. I know it's a pullout that we've seen before, but I think in this particular instance with this item, it looks really cool because the needles come out of it, the crystals. Firing sounds very, very satisfying. It sounds very, very laser beam-like. I like it. As well, an element that I really do enjoy about the skin bundle so far is that it's very small. Like, there is so much negative space on this, and if you had to physically weigh these skins, like, with a scale in real life, this just may be the lightest of them all because there's so little to them. But yeah, that about does it for the Cyrax set. Let's take a look at the spray. L spray. Nothing to it. Like, what even is this? And before we go, there is a new flex to look at. This is going to be a part of the new battle pass that comes out at the beginning of the act. It's just a little boy. I know people, Valorant does not have a good image right now. I won't lie to you guys. I'm always keeping it real. Valorant's image is really not so good currently. That does not stop me from enjoying the flexes. I think if flexes came out like 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago, this would have been like the most fun thing ever. It's a shame that people can't look at this and enjoy it. I enjoy this. I think flexes are really, really fun. It's just not what the game needed right now, and that's why they're so poorly received currently. But this is a new flex. It is the T-Bear flex. Left click, we'll just squeeze it. The inspect does a literal inspect. There's really nothing much to it. They squeeze it at the end. And here's what happens when you spam it. I'm going to do fast spam and then a slow spam. Nothing. But then you could just do a little slow spam. Pretty cool, though. I really like this a lot. I will say it's like kind of screen obscuring a little bit. Like, it takes up quite a bit of the screen, but that's fine. You know, just a little fun thing. These are flawed in a lot of ways. This is the 4th flex in all of Valorant. So if you look at the spray wheel, if you were to own this flex, the Stellar Dendrite, the Statcom, which everybody has, and the Helix flex for some reason because you're crazy, then you only have 4 slots to use this stuff. So it's kind of just like, you have to be really selective, and you're not incentivized whatsoever to own any of this stuff or even go out of your way to spend your hard-earned money on it. These are flawed, and it is unfortunate because this should be way cooler. The community should really, really love this, but again, time and place, I think that this was not the right time to have flexes. As much as I may like them, there's other things that should be addressed before we focus so much on these flexes, you know? Like replay and different game modes and just more to do on Valorant. Let's go back into the inventory, though, and give the Cyrax Bundle a rating, and then we'll call it a video. Maybe look at some other stuff, too. Okay. So we are back in the inventory, and we are going to give the Cyrax Bundle a rating out of 5. Hi, this is me post-edit. I initially gave this a 3.5 out of 5, and I went on record saying this. Personally, for me, I would say this borders 4 to 4.5, but in good conscience, when I consider other people buying this, when I consider the circumstances around this, I think it's a 3.5 out of 5. That was my initial rating, was 3.5 out of 5, but I do really like the set and really like how it looks. However, when I think about how the community is reacting to this and seeing sort of the flaws that they're pointing out with this, saying that it is kind of like a budget Ion, including the price, which we don't even know yet, I do kind of feel that this is a 2.5 between all of the stuff that people are saying and between the fact that this is just a little bit bordering way too close to infringement of Microsoft's IP. This takes me out of Valorant and makes me want to close the game and play Halo. While I personally really, really like how this looks and really love this and I'm excited to use this in games, I do have to admit that, again, it just makes me want to play Halo. I think it's a little bit copyright infringing, and truth be told, something about this just lacks aura. As well, the early access servers botched the battle pass, and you can't view it in the battle pass section. It just shows the one that we're already on, so it's broken, but it is in the game, so I can't show you guys everything because I don't know what the name of everything is, but I did find this. This is byteshift, and this is going to be one of the bundles in the new battle pass. Really cool. It has all these neat variants. All right, we are just here in the inventory. We don't really have too much to show off with this. I think that this is really cool. I'm mostly interested in the melee. Oh, W, best melee in the game. Super cool. Love the dagger animations. It's unfortunate that it's not quite like Ruin. I wish it had that Ruin, like, upswing that it does, but whatever. This will have to do, you know? This is sweet still. Oh, just look at how it looks in the light. Oh, so cool. I will say, though, you know, I always look to see, like, what are the good and bad things about this? Low-key looks like something they would sell at, like, Spencer's Gifts. However, that is just my take on all of this stuff. Do let me know what you guys rate this out of 5, and leave your comments down below about what you think about the Cyrax Bundle, the Smite Bundle, and all the new stuff that we saw in this video today. I thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not. I love ya. See you in the next one.